and they have threatened us, the cartels, and we have received death threats in the process of making this movie and doing the investigation.
So when I heard about this story on the news, it's so sad. I've never seen these creatures before, and they're so beautiful. And to hear that the Mexican drug cartel and the Chinese traffickers are decimating them because they're poaching is a very sad story. How do you figure into this story?
Actually, pretty much like you, because it started to me as an environmental story. I said this species is in danger of being extinct. So let's take a look at it. And while we were investigating and digging, we found out all this. There was like a microcosm of Mexico: violence, drug cartels, impunity, poverty, authorities that don't do what they're supposed to, corruption on the way. So it got every minute more interesting, and here's the result finally.
I mean, it's so weird to hear that even the Mexican drug cartel are causing havoc in the ocean.
Well, look at this. It makes economic sense for them, because 1 kilogram of totoaba bladder, which is the fish that when this gets caught, the vaquita gets in the same gill nets. So nobody's trying to eat or kill the vaquita. They are trying to kill and eat the totoaba, but they are the same size. So they get trapped in the same gill nets. That's the thing. So 1 kilogram of totoaba bladder is sold in $100,000 in China. That is more expensive than a kilogram of cocaine. So the drug cartels just made their numbers and said, let's do this. Huh? That started the whole thing.
And so how do you feel? You're Mexicano, right?
I'm Mexican.
Yo también. How do you feel about the fact that this is happening in your backyard?
It's awful. In Mexico happen so many ugly things. But on the other side, this is a very tiny, small, minimum part of the Mexican territory. Vaquitas are not all around the Gulf of Mexico, not even all around the Sea of
They don't got borders.
No. They are in 400 square miles. You can actually step on the beach and see the area where the vaquitas are with your own eyes, the beginning and end. So it's easy to solve. Mexico is the 15th economy of the world. The government has a huge budget. We're not talking about ending violence in Mexico. We're talking about ending violence in 2 small towns of Mexico. We're not talking about getting out of poverty 50 million people. We're talking about supporting 4,000 fishermen. So it's doable. And I think the Mexican government can end up this with a great success story and save the species, and at the same time boost the Mexican atmosphere, the Mexican el ánimo, no? So everybody like kind of starts to believe that it is possible to turn it around.
And do you think this new government is making a new effort? No.
I was totally surprised. I thought that with all the political capital they have, they could be easily solving a lot of things. They have not only not addressed the issue, but they have worsened the issue, because the fishermen were getting $150 per month for staying away from the sea, for not fishing. This was a compensation. They suspended the compensation. So they're not letting the fishermen out of the sea and fish, but they're not giving them money. So what are the fishermen going to do? Well, they have to feed their families. So they're, instead of containing the extinction, they are kind of fueling it. And I think it's a war. It's a very bad situation. I hope when the movie releases in Mexico, this changes.
Que les den vergüenza.
Que les den mucha vergüenza. That's exactly what I say in the movie, in the very beginning. Exactly that. I said, actually, I said puta vergüenza. Huh? It was a little harder than that. Okay.
Well, I hope it changes. I know I saw it on the news a few years back, and I thought it was just really, really sad. And I want to ask you: are the fishermen being hired by the drug cartel? Or the fishermen?
Some of them. Yeah, the vast majority are well behaved, but some of them, yes. And they have threatened us, the cartels, and we have received death threats in the process of making this movie and doing the investigation. So it's a big thing. It's quite a serious thing.
Serious?
I know, yeah.
I hope this movie changes things. I mean, I'm not going to hold my breath because, you know.
Yeah, I know. I share your pessimism, but well, let's see if we can score, as we say in soccer, we score a goal in the minute 93.
Yeah. Oh. At least it'll bring awareness for a lot of people to know that this is going on.
It's been successful so far in terms of that.